if I would put Keke on every song I ever do, period, ever, if I could.
That's real.
This is the reason why I started rapping. My favorite rapper, the greatest rapper, my mentor, my big bro, somebody who, put me under his wing and taught me a lot of the game, and obviously, like I say, he's always been my favorite still to this day. His old stuff is, maybe what I prefer. There's certain eras, like certain songs, this and that I prefer. Like DEA, definitely that's my favorite album of all time.
You know
what I'm saying?
What's your favorite song he did?
My favorite song probably got to be Heart of a Hustler.
Heart of a hustler, mind of a G. Keke smoking tree, fucking up the industry.
That's a bad boy right there.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
I want to talk about Once Upon a Time, man.
It's easy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get in this new album. I gotta get over into it, man. We gotta talk about it because I was excited. That's when I hit you up. I was like, man, this is my chance. I gotta talk about this album, man. Because at the end of the day, I know you're gonna have everybody on there that I feel like, because you have a certain way that you do your projects now. Yeah. Time has made it to where people do things a certain way now too. Like, how was it for this project, just going in and doing what you do? Mm-hmm. Like, how was it?
I got a pocket full of money, but I'm trying to get rich. I'm searching for that scratch like I'm looking.
I kind of got a routine where on the weekends I do shows. During the week I go to the studio during the day, or I usually go to Johnny's like a couple times a week, just to take care of stuff, take care of business. But I'm in the studio basically every single day working, and then the studio during the day and stuff. It used to be we'd handle everything, do whatever, then go to the studio at night, and I'd be in the studio all the way till 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Now I kind of it's a little different where I'm in the studio during business hours. My business hours are like normal business hours now. So when it get a little late at night, and not even late at night, when the sun start going down, stuff like that. Okay, well I already been in the studio for 8 hours working on stuff. So it's like, all right, it's time for me to go. I go home and I'm able to be with my family, be with my kids, spend dinner with them or whatever. Even if we don't eat dinner, I'm able to see them, on a regular basis and talk to them about what's going on, how you feeling, what happened today, just hear them, listen to them or whatever, and be with them. So I kind of got myself in a routine of always working, always finding something to work on. And I got a list of people who I got to do features for, so that's part of it. Sometimes I'll do that to get started, and then once I do a feature or two, then all right, I'll do the other features tomorrow or the next day. But once I do the feature or two, I got the engine revved up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Then I start doing my original stuff, like stuff that's not a feature.
Let me ask you this about paint dripping wet. Like,
my paint dripping wet, way too wet. Watch me catch wreck, I'm so sorry for the mess.
Like, I love that, you ride. Listen, man, you love these cars, man. And I ain't gonna lie to you, that's the culture we in down here for sure, in Houston and Dallas. And just the South period, we gonna roll them cars, man. Yeah. What was different about this one, talking about them cars, than any of the other ones that you've done?
Man, it's funny. I remember Mad Hatter, that's why I got my first record deal.
Yeah.
And I remember being in there working on Get Your Mind Correct, and Mad Hatter, coming out the booth, Mad Hatter saying, Paul, has there ever been a verse where you did not reference a car in some way? And I was like, no, I don't intend to. It's not gonna be. No, it could be a love song. No, right.
I was about to say.
And he wasn't saying it like in a bad way. He just was like pointing it out to me. Also, that's big homie, so he been in the rap game before, and this is my first album I'm working on. He sharing knowledge, like, hey, you don't have to rap about the same subject matter on every song, but in my mind, it's like that's the kind of music I want to make because that's what I want to listen to.
No, that's real.
But way too wet though, man. It was.
I love that song, man. You talking about banana pudding, soft yellow? Yeah. Man, what made you like? How did you like banana pudding?
I'm about my bank. I'm top rank. Best way to put it. Soft leather seats looking like vanilla pudding.
Yes,
me too. I be cooking it. Don't
we mix it from scratch
all the time. That's what I heard. Then I said, oh, he on there banana pudding like me.
Yeah. I really, man, a big part of what inspired the song, honestly, was the video. My boy Mob Genius, he's a drone, whatever it's called, driver.
Yeah. I got drones too. I like that. He is coordinator.
Well, he's a lawyer by like day, but he just flies drones. I don't know what, like he flies the drones, and he always gets the coldest drone shots of the slab footage on MLK.
Yeah, I seen it.
And I just was like, man, making the song was like, I want to make a song that encapsulates this drone footage I see him do all the time. So we made the song, and then we was like, me and D Will, we like, hey, all right, well, this is the song, this is what it's about. We gotta get Mob Genius we gotta use the drone footage, come on, Mob Genius, where you at? But really the footage I would see of it inspired the song. So basically, even though it's a weird roundabout way, the video inspired the song, even though we did the song first. You know what I'm saying? But I just knew, because he always got the best footage, and I'm just like, man, I want to make a song about that, and and this is gonna be it's important to me, when I talk to people that are down with me, that have also been fans for a while, because they feel invested, and they got a different perspective. Sometimes they have knowledge of why or how we do things because they've been a part of it. But talking to my boy D Will, who I first met D Will at Renaissance Music in Killeen at a meet and greet, what I'm saying? It's like 2000. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then he go to Prairie View, moved to Houston, you know what I'm saying? Start doing videos, start working for Johnny, all these other things. And then we get connected and linked up. And then now, so it's somebody that he's full time. I see D Will every single day of my life. I see D Will. So, talking to him about certain songs, we'll have these conversations about music, or why do we do this? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do like a new one? I'm gonna put it here. He hit me the other day with, "Hey man, I got a question." And this came from Can't Talk, Chasing the Check. Okay. With me, Lil Keke, Slim Thug, and Cartel Bo. Yeah.
Shout out, man.
D Will say, "Hey, I got a question. Now, how come as long as I listen to all y'all, I cannot recall ever, unless it's a remix, I can't recall ever hearing Paul Wall, Lil Keke, Slim Thug, and Zero all on the song together?" And I said, "Damn, you know what? Shit, that's a hell of a idea, man." So the next album, you gonna hear that? Yeah, so I'm giving you that. I'm giving you the scoop.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait, man. Because I'm gonna be real with you. That's a combination. That's gonna be crazy, man. Because Keke, when he was on here, he tell me like you was one of the ones that really inspired him to stop and take pictures and do all the stuff. He really wasn't used to that coming from SUC and over the Swish House like that.
In Power Wall, I learned a lot from going on the road with Power Wall. I learned a lot from just having a new. I was from being drinking and smoking and missing shows and tired and not. And this was a more professional situation. Power Wall is on time, and we gonna kiss all the babies in the room. It's 1,000 people in there. It's gonna be 1,000 autographs. We're gonna be there extra 3 hours, and I just learned a lot about being on time. Sitting up straight, smiling, doing it things that me coming from being SUC and just being gangster in the hood and getting this money and being a legend, but this was a more professional side to get me ready. And it was a 1-album deal, and we got it done, and it gave me the legs and the foundation to be who I am today.
Did you learn by seeing, or did you learn by him actually telling you those stuff?
No, I learned by seeing.
By seeing.
I learned by seeing. Power Wall is very, very humble. When I was in situations and got in trouble and had to come home, and it was at points where he was 25,000 a show. And he was splitting it with me, and letting me do chunk up the dudes at his big shows and everything, and really doing not only just me being his favorite rapper, but reaching back. And he had no reason to do this.
You know what I mean?
Well, you know why? Because the starting quarterback. They ain't gotta stop and talk to everybody. You know what I'm saying? If you about to get cut from the team,
you try to make sure.
You gotta be friends with the owner's sons and everybody. You gotta.
That's real.
So hey man, Keke always been the top dog. For him to even recognize that and have that appreciation for his fans just shows how powerful and how meaningful Keke is to the culture, because he ain't gotta do that. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Tom Brady ain't gotta do that. No. You know what I'm saying? But he for sure if I would put Keke on every song I ever do, ever, if I could.
That's real.
This is the reason why I started rapping. My favorite rapper, the greatest rapper, my mentor, my big bro, somebody who, put me under his wing and taught me a lot of the game, and obviously, like I say, he's always been my favorite still to this day. His old stuff is, maybe what I prefer. There's certain eras, like certain songs, this and that I prefer. Like DEA, definitely that's my favorite album of all time. You know what I'm saying?
What's your favorite song he did?
My favorite song probably gotta be Heart of a Hustler.
Heart of a hustler, mind of a G. Keke smoking tree, fucking up the industry.
That's a bad boy right there.
But there's so many that I mean, but not only is there's some people like that where you only like this era of them. Mm-hmm. I like every era of
Lil man, he cold. I just talked to him.
What he's doing now too,
man,
like
crazy.
I love this too.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.